I'm talking to Mike Clark, and he's a keyboarder. Keyboarder, is that the right term?
Keyboardist.
Oh, keyboardist of Hitzville. So when did you start playing?
1965.
How old were you when you started playing the piano?
6. 5.5 or 6.
Okay. So what was your inspiration?
Liberace.
How did you have access?
Well, he was on television, and I watched him on TV as a kid, on the TV specials with his light-up suits and mirrored pianos and the big rings and all that stuff, and plus his talent. And I was like, that's cool. I want to do that. So as I got older, my mother took me to my cousin's wedding, and I saw an organ for the first time. And I liked it because it was different than a piano. And most of my friends had pianos in their houses, but no one had an organ. And it could do so many things and had all these buttons and lights and things. And I'm like...
It's like technology to me.
Yes, it was. Because it was electronic. It wasn't a pipe organ. And I said, I want that, Mommy. And when I came home from school one day, there was a Hammond organ sitting in my living room. And the rest is history.
Now, to add to that, so you liked all the flair with Liberace. Did you start wearing all sorts of
No, I didn't quite go to that extreme, but I always dressed sharp. My mother made me look good. No matter, I wore suits as a kid. I had 3-piece suits. I had the fedora. I had the whole 9 yards. She didn't play when it came to clothes.
I'm gonna see if we can get some of these pictures. That would be so fun to see.
Oh yeah, I'll go with my Facebook page. There's me, my dad, my mother in the bar where I was sitting in playing with the man, and we're all in the suits, and mother's in the big bonnet on Mother's Day, all dressed up, and I'm in a 3-piece suit. My dad's in a 3-piece suit because I wanted to dress like Dad.
Yeah, cool.
And my mother was very glamorous, so looking good was imperative, and especially looking good on stage. I was playing pipe organs in the church where I could barely touch the pedals, doing recitals.
When you were in high school, what did you start doing?
Well, I was playing in the marching band because before that I was in the Newark Boys Chorus, which is a very world famous boys choir. And I studied music there, but after I got out, I was like, I don't want to sing anymore. I just want to play because I'm a player. And
Did you hear that? He's a player.
I'm a player. And so I was so far advanced musically when I got into public high school that I actually, my freshman year, started writing music for the marching band. And I did the full orchestration, and then my band director would check my work, and then we'd go out and we'd try it and fix it, and then on the weekends they'd march to the music. Because at that time, when you got, the latest music, it wouldn't come out until a year later. So I would sit down and I would transcribe it so that our band would be more advanced and would have all the latest stuff before all the other marching bands could get it.
My question is, how did the band instructor just realize that, wow, he's really good? I mean, how would they?
Well, we actually did it on our own. We decided, as a couple of students decided, we're going to write our own charts. And I knew how to do the horns and the percussion, and then the drum major did the woodwinds and the flutes.
Wow.
And then we took it to the band director and said, what do you think? And he looked it over and made a few corrections and had it printed out, and we were playing it. And in fact, the song was Fly, Robin, Fly, if you remember that song.
Yeah. Up to the sky.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was my first piece that I wrote for the marching band.
You're at Hitzville now. Take us through some of the highlights.
I was gigging all through high school. I was playing in church. I was playing in clubs. I was doing recording sessions. I already knew, it's like I didn't finish high school and go to college because I already knew what I wanted to be, and I was already doing it professionally. So I just continued to go to the college of the streets, if you will, and just had on-the-job training, and just had mentors take me under their wing, some of the greatest jazz musicians in the world. And they would say, come to my house, I want to show you some stuff. And because they saw themselves when they were young in me. And that's what I do today when I see young artists that have that thing that they need some of this that I have to pass on, because I got to give it to somebody eventually. So I'm at that age now where I'm ready to find someone to share all this knowledge and wisdom and experience with, because that's really what it's all about. Well, I recorded with a group called Young and Company. They had a hit in '84 called "I Like What You're Doing to Me" on Brunswick Records. Now, Brunswick Records had artists like Jackie Wilson, the Shy Lights, and Duke Ellington, Count Basie, just numerous, a whole roster that goes back 50 years. And our group was the very last group to record in that label before it shut down. So it's a part of music history, even in my early 20s. After that, there was an artist called Gwen Guthrie who came out with the song Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent, and she had versions of Close to You and Outside in the Rain, and she was on Polygram Records. So I got on that album through a friend of mine named David Conley, who's the leader of the group Surface, who had the song Shower Me With Your Love. Yeah. And they're coming back out, matter of fact, with a group called Resurface, where they're bringing out all their material and new material and re-releasing it and updating it and making it more modern. So he helped me get on that session just by hanging out, and I was fooling around on something, and Gwen was like, I like that, put that on. And next thing I know, I'm on 3 or 4 songs on the album, which you can find on YouTube or anywhere, because it's out there forever. And it did pretty well.